Hey everyone, we got some great news for Palantir stock investors as the company announced a major win in a contract with the US Army. So in this video, I'm going to reveal those developments, discuss them a little, answer what they could mean for Palantir stock investors, and whether or not this is a buying opportunity for those that have not yet bought Palantir stock. So let's jump right in. Let's take a look at these details and conduct our analysis.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right, so the big deal that came out, the big announcement that came out was that Palantir won a contract with the United States Army for the agreement, which valued at $178.4 million, covers the development of 10 Titan prototypes, including 5 advanced and 5 basic variants, as well as the integration of new critical technologies and the transition to fielding. Of course, winning government contract is nothing new for Palantir. This has been a great strength for the company over the decades. Now, the company winning this contract was still great news for the company because in the latest quarter, its growth in government contracts were muted. And so this is a nice step forward for Palantir, which wasn't really growing the government business all that quickly. Let's take a look at what I mean by that. So, in the latest quarter, if you looked at its commercial revenue growth, overall it grew 32%, and in the US specifically, it grew 70%. Now, I was touting this as really good news because this was one area I was looking for Palantir to gain traction in. As I mentioned, Palantir had done a great job winning government contracts. It had established itself as a pristine provider of government contract, but the weakness for Palantir was in commercial business because, yes, while arguably Palantir is the best in class at doing what it does, it's also very expensive. And so while governments can afford its services, it's much harder for businesses to afford Palantir's services. So this growth in US commercial was really good news for Palantir as it gained traction in commercial business and enterprise revenue. So that was great. But while this segment of the business was growing, the other part of the business slowed down. You could see overall government revenue growth in its latest quarter year over year increased by just 11% overall and only 6% for the US government revenue growth. So that's significantly slower growth than the business overall. So you would like to see both sides of Palantir's business growing, and this government contract win could help fuel and re-accelerate US government revenue growth for Palantir at a time when it's gaining significant traction with enterprises. Remember, it's gone on with this pilot bootcamp strategy where it's giving enterprises its services, letting them try it out so that they can see the value in Palantir's services and be willing to pay them these premium prices that Palantir charges. Palantir feels confident that once it shows businesses what it can do, businesses would be happy to pay Palantir because they're going to be getting more value in return. Of course, a business would be happy to pay $100 for a service if they're going to get $150 in value in return. So that's what Palantir is trying to demonstrate now. And these government contracts also solidify Palantir's reputation in the business community. Businesses watching this are saying, US government really trusts Palantir and they really like what they're getting from Palantir. Maybe there's something to be said for employing Palantir. Let's give them a call. Let's have a discussion. Let's see what they can do for us. And so these have always helped Palantir, and this is again a step in the right direction. Although the size of the contract, if you look at it overall, the size of the contract, 178 million, just in the last quarter alone, the company had 324 million in government revenue. So overall, the magnitude, and this contract is going to be over a few years. They don't give us the details here in this statement over how many years the contract is for. The bigger value from this contract is in the acceleration of the US government business. And if it serves this opportunity well, it can open even more opportunities for Palantir in the long run. You remember in the latest conference call when management was talking about how the US government, still the vast majority of their spending is on hardware. The Army, I should say, US government, Army, military, their vast majority of spending is on hardware. And Palantir is confident that more of their spending will be allocated to software because software is becoming increasingly more vital for militaries worldwide. So Palantir is confident in that. And given this announcement, it doesn't look like their confidence was misplaced. It looks like they had a reason to be confident that the military was going to start allocating more spending to software and a little bit less on hardware proportionally on a percentage basis, more of a percentage on software as its importance is growing. So this is great news for Palantir, not just for that 178 million, which is great to be sure, but also for what it could signal going forward. Now, to answer the question, is this a good buying opportunity for investors to come in and jump on Palantir stock? I would say no. Palantir right now is trading at a forward price to earnings of 66.32. I upgraded Palantir stock to a buy a few months ago when its valuation was a lot more favorable. Now its valuation is getting stretched again, and it's up here in a forward price to earnings of 66. I recommended Palantir stock when its forward price to earnings was closer in the 40s, in the mid to low 40s is when I recommended Palantir stock as a buy. And over the last, I would say 2 years, that's the valuation I felt comfortable paying for Palantir stock. Here up in the mid 60s, mid to high 60s, I feel the valuation is getting stretched, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see me make a video over the next few days following this one where I recommend investors take profit in Palantir stock because the valuation is getting so stretched. Now, I'm not saying that here in this video, but if the price continues rising and some macroeconomic factors change a bit, I wouldn't be surprised if I do make that recommendation, that call to take profits. The reason I'm saying that in this video is just to give you my opinion that Palantir is approaching to be closer to a take profit type of a stock rather than a let's jump in, let's ride this stock higher type of a situation. So that's where I am with Palantir stock right now at this valuation. The business is excellent. As you can see, they keep having great developments. They're in artificial intelligence when the whole world seems like wants to implement AI technology. All of that is great. The only issue is that it's starting to get priced in. All of those excellent prospects are starting to be priced into the valuation already. And you can see it's trading at the most expensive price it's been at in the last year at a forward PE of 66.32. So while this is great news for Palantir stock and Palantir stock investors, I think the valuation is already stretched high enough where I don't think this is a buying opportunity to jump in for newer investors in Palantir. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.